No, thank you.
All right, everybody, we're going to begin right away with Jackie Young and Chelsey Gray. We're going to go right to Zoom, so please use the raised hand function. And we will start. We're going to give it 1 minute. Please use the raised hand function. Question? Sorry. Michael, front row. Jackie, Chelsey, front row.
Danny Webster, Las Vegas Sun, Chelsey. I guess what kind of led to the problems offensively today? It seemed like a little bit of a lot of rush shots tonight. Just what happened from your guys' standpoint tonight?
I got to go back and watch the film, but yeah, I mean, they were clogging the paint a little bit. I mean, in the first half, we got good looks. I know this team puts the work in, and those are shots that we'll live with. Each and every time they didn't fall. We shoot, what was it, 19% from three, and they shoot 40-something%. And I mean, we got good looks. Just gotta knock them down. That's all.
Andy, Chelsey, Jackie, last row.
It seems like they kind of created some space late in that third quarter. I guess what was working well for them, and what kind of let them create that buffer?
I mean, they were knocking down 3-point shots. They were able to get old boards, kickouts, whether it's somebody securing it or just tapping it out to somebody that was beyond the arc. I know there was a couple that Stewie just knocked out to the 3-point line, and they were able to knock it down. And then sometimes in transition, Johannès got hot. They were able to knock down some open threes and some contested ones as well.
Next question, third row to your right, Sam.
Sam Gordon, Las Vegas Review-Journal for Chelsey or Jackie. How big of a factor was their size tonight? What kind of challenges does their size present?
Yeah, we know they have a lot of size on the inside. You know, it's up to us guards. We need to get on the boards a little bit more, help A and Kia down there. And so, yeah, just us as guards, we have to just make sure that we're limiting their second chance points.
Returning to the front row.
For either one of you, how easier is it to kind of just put this one on the back burner, knowing you're facing them again on Thursday? Is it a little bit easier to kind of flush this one and get ready for one that actually counts in the standings?
I mean, every time we step on the court, I feel like it counts. I mean, this one hurts, just the way that it happened, and on our home floor, of course. But we'll have to take a look at the film and try to make some corrections, right? It's like a playoff type of vibe, like another one's coming at you in the same opponent. What are the little things that's going to change? They're going to change some stuff, so we're going to change as well.
Standing to your right.
Chelsey, to pick up on that last comment you made, I mean, you could see them down there in the playoffs, and you have usually it's like you have a day in between games. How much could this help, knowing, okay, we have to make adjustments? We'll see them on Thursday for a game that against the playoffs, but simulates a little bit of what you guys might see.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing every other day, so it's kind of like, how do you get better by watching film and mentally and throughout a game? There's moments where we're going to have to self-correct throughout a game, but it does prepare you for later down the road, seeing the same opponent and just making little tweaks. And so that's what we have to do for Thursday.
I mean, we missed a lot of shots tonight. We'll go back at the film and, you know, look and see where we could have maybe had a couple easier opportunities. But, you know, I think the biggest thing is just getting defensive stops so we can get going in transition and play at the speed that we want to play at.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Anyone else in the room? Andy in the back.
Jackie, we know you guys like to score points in the paint. New York seems like there's really been an emphasis on defending the rim and kind of putting size down there. I guess what is the counter kind of to that? Like, what do you guys need to do to create more space for Asia down there, basically?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough whenever we aren't hitting threes, you know. We didn't make very many tonight. But, you know, we put in a lot of work, and so we're going to stay confident and just, you know, take the open ones. Coach talks about good to great a lot, and, you know, we just have to, you know, make the right plays, make the right reads, and really just hit shots. We didn't hit shots tonight, so yeah, hopefully we'll do that on Thursday.
Anyone else in the room? Jackie, Chelsey, thank you. Begin right away with Becky. Questions? Mike, front row to your right.
Danny Webster, Las Vegas Sun. Becky, did you feel the offense was a little bit rushed today as far as kind of trying to answer what New York was trying to do, or was there something else to what happened offensively tonight?
I mean, we missed a lot, but it did feel congested. It's basically 5-on-4. They don't guard Kia, and they weren't guarding AC tonight. So there's a defense of 3 seconds for a reason. I think they called it a couple times maybe, but you're not going to change. You're going to make people, they're not going to change. So it's kudos to them. I think they've had a good game plan, but bottom line is, I mean, when you have somebody come in off the bench and make more threes than your whole team, that's a problem. So we'll have to figure out what we're going to do. But defensively, I mean, to hold that team to 82 is not terrible. It was rush shots, some poor spacing, and people got to make shots. I mean, you look down the line and I think we were shooting 29 or something at half, ended up 33. So it wasn't, especially in that first quarter. I mean, we got great looks, didn't go in. Unfortunately, the trend continued.
Becky, second row center.
You guys had that nice flurry to end the second quarter. I think it was 11-0 to go into half. What did you like about what you were doing defensively then, and what was unable to sustain after that?
Nothing. I mean, we know we're better when we play out of our defense. Bottom line is our defense has had some slippage probably in the last 10 games. New York's defense has gotten better. And I think before that, that was a separation factor for us. You know, I ask a lot of our big four on night in and night out. And when they're not, you know, flowing or hitting, it gets real tough. You know, we're just gonna have to keep it moving, not miss the forest for the trees, because the most important part of the season for us is coming up. And it's only gonna get harder. So we got to take care of what we can take care of, mainly our bodies, and see if we can't, you know, regroup and give them a different team on Thursday.
Becky, front row to your left.
Becky, to pick up on Sabrina's question, I mean, it was not a good offense in the first half for you guys, but you made a nice run to take the lead at the end of the half. Were you thinking, okay, we got that out of the way of the offense shots not falling, and maybe the second half we can sort of get things going offensively?
I mean, yeah, you go out there and come out. I like some of the looks that we got. Like I said, we missed them. And so we had 24 rebounds at halftime. We ended the game with 28. I don't know if I've ever seen that ever in my life. With some 5 rebounds in there, whatever. So what, maybe 8 rebounds in the second half. So there's definitely some stuff that we have to shore up. But when you're playing against a half-court defense every time down the floor, and they're not guarding certain people, and we're not figuring out ways to make them pay, it puts a lot of pressure on everybody else to be perfect. You almost got to play perfect. And so we'll go back, see if we can't figure it out. But the bottom line is we've shot poorly against this team 2 times in a row. So you can't beat a team shooting 19% when that team's shooting 43%. Just the math doesn't work.
Becky, third row to your right.
How does Candace's absence affect this matchup in particular?
Hugely, because they started blitzing our ball handler, and we used to have a 6'5" point guard in the pocket. That makes a big difference. So we'll figure out ways. That's my job, to figure out ways how to use Kia better, how to use AC better. So we'll go back and look at it and see if we can't find ways to make it easier on ourselves offensively.
Becky, front row to your left.
Becky, you mentioned Marine 5 of 7 from 3. Was there anything she was doing in particular to get those looks, and what can you guys kind of do to counter that Thursday?
Did you see the shot she took? Some of them, I don't have any defense. Sorry, good shot. Play on.
Next question, second row to your right.
Hi, Coach. You've already referenced the shooting and some of the open looks missed. Is it just randomness, or how do you kind of factor in the work that you guys have to put in defensively against a larger New York team? How does that affect the legs?
Well, it does. I mean, there's no doubt you have to be locked in for 40 minutes defensively, don't think. And we play a short bench, so it's just that much more pressure. You're just that much more tired. They keep the pressure on you the entire time. If you've ever played poker, applying pressure eventually breaks people or they fold. But I thought the third quarter was the quarter that got away from us, and it got away from us because of the glass, not our first initial defense. Our initial defense was pretty good. It's those second and third opportunities that are just backbreakers. Puts too much pressure on your offense and defense, and not only that, it kills our pace.
Coach, thank you. All right, to our media group, our New York contingent will be Maureen Johannès, Jonquel Jones, Breanna Stewart, and Sandy Brondello, likely all four together.
Yeah, we don't know what we do. It's okay.
Yeah, she didn't like that.
Yeah, can we have a quick look, thanks? In case they ask us a question, we have to be intelligent. I think we know what we're doing, talking about. Here we go. Anyone need this?
No problem. I'll begin right away. We're going to start first question, front row to your left.
Yeah, Jonquel, congratulations on this. You said before the game, this having some hardware meant something to you. Can you talk about now that you have it, what it means to be able to take that home to New York, and then just the defensive effort for the second time in a row against this Aces team?
Yeah, I think this Commissioners Club is definitely a step in the right direction for us as a team to be able to put the pieces together and move towards the ultimate goal, which is to win a championship. But anytime you're able to be a part of a first is always a special thing. So to be able to do that for New York City, for Callan Lord, for this team, I think it really just gives us some extra confidence, obviously, and to be able to do it for a second time, we know exactly what our level of play is and what we can do out there on the court.
Next question, first row to your left.
Stewie, the rebounding in the second half, I think Becky said they had 4 rebounds or something total like that, which sounds insane.
What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just talk about the what you guys did on the boards in that second half, and just in general how big it is for this team, as JJ just said, to get some hardware for the city.
Yeah, I think that was a big emphasis from the start of the game to the finish is continuing to control the boards. And JJ had 15, so that's crazy. But just making sure that, whether we scored or not, that they got one and done, one possession, and then we went back on offense.
Next question, second row to your right.
JJ, I'm assuming you'll find a good place for this MVP trophy.
Yeah, like Stewie said, it's engraved this time. So
yes, love that.
So yeah, I'll find a good spot for it. But yeah, just happy to be able to win, man.
Yeah, you seemed pretty surprised when your name was announced.
I really didn't know how many rebounds I had. I think they don't put the rebounds on their board out there, so I really didn't know how many boards I had. So yeah, I was definitely a little shocked, but like I said, just happy to win for the city, for this team, and for us to be able to move in the right direction.
And then Maureen, what was it that got you so comfortable and going in the first half?
I don't know. I was just excited about the game. Like, I know it was a big day for us, and yeah, just the excitement. Like being a part of the team is something big for me. So yeah, I was just excited.
Staying in the second row to your right.
A question for the front court. Congratulations, Jonquel, and for you as well, Stewie. Both of you are tasked with switching a bunch, and not just switching on the ball, but also navigating those scram switches off the ball as well. What kind of goes into that level of, I guess, communication and connectivity defensively?
Just locking into the game plan. Understanding that obviously we played Vegas 2 times before. We played them pretty recently, and understanding what we're doing. And if our teammates need us, then we're there, and making sure that trust and accountability is happening nonstop, and really starts with the communication. And I think that, you know, as we're continuing to go throughout this month, we want to continue to just have each other's backs. And you saw we had that tonight.
Next question, front row center.
Sandy, the moniker super team with this star power. But when you have a team that with players not named JJ or Stewie, such as Marine or KT, stepping up at the right time down the stretch here, how important is that to continue and maintain, especially against a team like Las Vegas?
Yeah, no, it was big. I think, you know, as we built this team out, we said our strength will be our bench, that we can go deep. And, you know, KT and Marine was fantastic. I love it when she's being aggressive and just having fun out there. And KT, she's just a defensive anchor for us and made some really big threes, you know, and you know, those little things help, you know, because they rely on so much of their starters, and we can go to the bench and they can come in and give us great energy at both ends of the floor.
Next question, second row to your left.
Coach, do you feel like this game today proved to everybody else, maybe not you guys, but to everybody else, that game in New York was not a fluke, what you guys did, and you guys are for real, and you guys are the team to beat in this league?
Yeah, look, you know, I things have been coming better and better for us after the All-Star, and I credit JJ. You know, she really felt really comfortable in the system now. We're trying to go at her more, but you know, she's just a double machine, and that helps us. You know, we can rebounding is such a big thing we talked about all season long. We weren't great at, but you know, she's buckling down and doing a fantastic job. But yeah, we're a good team. We knew we were going to be a good team. We knew it's going to take some time to get the chemistry together. I'll let the media do the talking about the rest of it. So we still got to play Vegas in 2 days, and we got to maintain, you know, continue our, you know, building our chemistry at both ends.
Next question, front row to your right.
Jonquel, you mentioned that you didn't know how many rebounds you had. You had 7 on the offensive side. Just with them, without Candace, how much of an emphasis is on it for you and Stewie, especially in the front court, to attack the offensive glass and ensure you get those second and third chance opportunities?
Yeah, I think that's our emphasis, regardless of who we're playing or who we're going up against. We want to be able to give our team extra possessions, extra opportunities to score the basketball, and we understand how important rebounding is. And so, yeah, I think it really doesn't matter who we're going up against. We understand what we bring to the table and what we can do.
You know, they're playing a little bit more physical and getting into us a little bit more, and we weren't moving the ball as well as we should have been against what we're doing. So, you know, we just try to focus on that, getting a little bit more ball player movement and opening up the floor a little bit more, and that worked for us. But yeah, no, I thought, this is going to be the lowest scoring game ever if we don't pick it up. But, you know, we did, so they felt good. Commented it on their defense, but things we could have got better at, and that was just a little bit of foul discipline. You know, we're sending them to the foul line, and a little bit of containment. We're allowing them to get into the paint. I think they had 16-second points in the paint. That's not a lot, but, you know, we just said, keep doing what we're doing. I was more concerned about offense, just getting back to how we want to play. You see the chemistry of this team there. They executed the scout as good as we wanted to. Yes, there was a few things there, but overall, I just love their activity and how they connected with each other. You know, we want them to play their games, and it just gives us more options. And like I said, Marine, she knows how to put the ball in the hole. So, and we want her to be aggressive and taking those shots. And it was a really good night for her. And KT, that just allows us to, you know, not have too many dips when we do go to the bench. And that's important, especially, look, it's a long way to go on this season. We're going to enjoy this win tonight, but we know there's still a lot to be played. We love Marine, and we always want her to be aggressive. I think Marine, you know, I think she overthinks it a little bit. And JJ spoke about her growth with this team, just overthinking it. And, you know, it's like, you know, don't overthink, Marine, just shoot it. That's what you do. And we want her being aggressive. Sometimes she gives open shots. I'm never happy with that. I want her to take those shots and be confident with that, because she's a unique kind of player, and that's certainly going to help us achieve our goals.
Me being proud of myself and being able to, you know, just figure it out and sticking with it when things weren't really materializing. So it's definitely a high point right now, and it feels really good, and to you know, look at the trophy and but also have the Commissioner's Cup win. So yeah, it definitely has, I guess, a lot of meaning for me right now, and I'm just happy to be able to be playing good basketball and feeling like myself out there.
And it depends on our opponent, and I thought we matched up okay with them, but also B got into foul trouble, And yeah, we've explored a few times with it. Maybe that's something we'll continue to grow as we move forward because, you know, they're all playmakers, they're all scorers, and it just opens up the floor a little bit more.
As we have time for just one more from the room, MA, be the last one.
Breanna, if I could ask you two things real quick. If you could comment on the fact I think you guys have held Asia to 4 of 24 from the field in these last 2 games, the defense on that, and then also just comment on, I mean, you've won everywhere you've been, and that's something I know you wanted to bring to the Liberty. So even though this is like you guys, you don't want to make it too much, still, it's sort of in keeping with what you do when you go places.
I mean, first of all, Ace is a great player. So the fact that we were able to kind of contain her and make her take tough shots is, you know, credit to our defense, but also, you know, knowing that she's going to make these shots. And the ones she makes, it's you just like pat yourself on the back and go down the court. But just continue to kind of bring her to help, bring her to space. JJ did a great job on and off ball. And we just understood the scouting report and the game plan. And as far as winning, you know, I feel like that's why you play. You know, you play to win, and to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. And Commissioner Cup is one that's different from all the rest because it's in season, and you know you're taking a break from the regular season. You have this one game for the trophy, the money towards Callan Lord. So the ability for us to kind of lock in and see what we had and see where we were right now in August is something that I'm really proud of. But the fact that we're able to bring some hardware home to New York is huge. And, you know, this is why we all came here. We came here to win games. We came here to contend for WNBA championship. And one of our goals was to win the Commissioner Cup, and we did that.
Jonquel,